This is who you are. This is where you belong. This is how you live. Were you involved in a toxic relationship where it just seems like they wanted you to feel the pain? Like whatever it seemed like you did, it was never good enough. Whatever you seemed to try to help or try to change, they always would push back at you. Whatever you would come to the table with, they would devalue and they would put you down. A lot of times you would see aspects of your life and of your interaction with that person that would mean meaningless to them. And that would seem like the worst thing ever. If you've been with a narcissist, if you've been with a toxic person, you probably had the moments where you're wondering, like, are they doing this intentionally? Like, are they purposely trying to hurt me? Is that the actual purpose of this relationship? Because it feels like that over a period of time. And part of it that goes into it is that a narcissist wants you to feel the pain. The narcissist wants you to accept the pain, but not to heal. And the problem is over a period of time, you start to believe and adhere to that logic and that thought process. And as a result, it's one of the biggest, hardest aspects of healing to be able to work through. If you guys are new here, my name is Ben Taylor. I'm a Selfworth narcissist on this channel to provide awareness, growth, healing, and change. If you don't follow already, then look us up on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn. Follow any of those platforms. Just look up Raw Motivations. Maybe you listen today on the podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Thanks so much for listening. Like, rate, review, share, because we want to be able to help people understand and to get awareness of what narcissism really is. To have them understand how it looks in a day-to-day aspect. Because we have psychologists that we talk to, or therapists, or counselors that come and they're like, hey, I got stuck in a toxic relationship. I've learned about this in school, or I've learned about this, during a class or during a day about what narcissism is, but I never expected it to come into my life, and I never thought it would look like this in real life. So the more you're able to share with people, the more they're able to learn, grow, heal, and change, because they have the idea of, wait, this is actually what it is. If you all want to hear from the wife's perspective, we've been doing a podcast together. We've got a couple episodes out. It's called Trauma, Drama, and Life. You can look it up on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify. We'd love to have you join there and just hear a small glimpse of our life and some of the pitfalls that we've gone through going through this whole journey on narcissism, and be able to hear from her perspective of why she's here, of the trauma bond, of just talking through some of her story and everything there. So check that out under Apple Podcasts or Spotify, Trauma, Drama, and Life. If you haven't downloaded the Narc App, then check that out and go to narcapp.com, N-A-R-C-A-P-P, narcapp.com. It's a great place to be able to understand what it is and what is all involved with courses, with accountability, with community, with trying to have a place to be able to help you grow, heal, and change through weekly lives and through monthly group coaching calls to be able to help you look forward to the future of how do I get out of the relationship, and then how do I continue moving forward. That's what I do on a day-to-day basis. When I work with you one-on-one, you can go to rawmotivations.com, click on one-on-ones there to help you break free from the trauma bond, get through the rumination, and then set up boundaries so you don't go back and so you don't get involved with another toxic person down the road. Well, like I mentioned as we started this video, narcissist wants you to accept the pain, but not to heal. Narcissist wants you to accept the pain, but not to heal. You see, they start to train you over a period of time, and it starts to come slowly, but it gets to the place where you start to see projection. Where as a narcissist, I'm going to take my emotions and I'm going to place them on you. I'm going to compartmentalize the things that I'm feeling or the things that I'm experiencing, and I'm going to push them on you so that I don't have to deal with it. Because I'm running away from guilt. I'm running away from shame. So as a result, I have to take those feelings, I have to take those moments, those thoughts, and I have to put them on you. If I put them on you, then the concept, the idea is if I place them on you, then I no longer have to be responsible for them. I no longer have to think about them. I no longer have to have an accountability that it's because of me. Or those emotions or those feelings are because of what I've done. Because a narcissist is running away from shame. And as a result, what they'll do is they'll blame you. They'll make sure that you're the one responsible for their mistakes. You're the one that's responsible for them cheating on you. You're the one that's responsible for them lying to you. You're the one that's responsible for the shit that they do. And they try to make that and try to convince you of that time and time again. A lot of times they'll do that through how they distort reality. 3 ways narcissists distorts reality. They lie about the past. They make you think this actually didn't happen. This wasn't real. They change your perception of the present. Of like, wait a second, like it's not that bad. They distract you with what's actually going on in the moment. They spend more time, they get involved, they maybe talk better for a period of time, maybe they even give gifts. And then they give you empty promises about how they're going to change, how they're going to get better, how life is going to look. And as a result, they distort reality through gaslighting, through love bombing, and through future faking. They also want you to accept the pain, and covert narcissists do this really well by giving you the silent treatment. By stepping back and making you question and doubt and wonder, like, wait a second, what did I do? And then you finally get to the place where you're like, I'm just tired of there not being any communication, so I'll just accept whatever I need to accept. I'll just take it to be able to move through it. But the problem is when you accept the problem from the narcissist, then they start knowing, hey, this person just took all the crap that I had. That means I can give them more. And you keep taking more and more and more and more. And over time, you realize that you're paying the toll for all the things that they're doing. A narcissist wants you to accept the pain, but they don't want you to heal. And it's something that you've been groomed to think. It's been something that has been intentionally groomed into your mindset of this is who you are. This is where you belong. This is how you live. A narcissist grooms you to trap you, to keep you in a relationship with a toxic person that won't leave, that won't go to someone else, that won't stand up for yourself, and they've groomed that through several different ways. They've groomed you first off to think that it's your fault. And it's your fault for the mistakes. They'll twist it, they'll gaslight, they'll manipulate, they'll do all the things we just talked about. They'll groom you to make you think that it's your fault. They've also groomed you that you can't make decisions on your own. You're like, this is something I want to do. And they're like, no, like that's a stupid idea. Or no, you can't do that. They'll limit where you can go. The money that you can spend. They've groomed you to think this is the box I have to fit in. Like, I can't do this. I can't spend this. I can't go here. I can't take time for myself. And as a result, a narcissist ends up isolating you and grooms you to the place of, hey, this is who you are and this is how you have to live. They infiltrate friends, family. A lot of times they'll manipulate the people around you and start to breed in small lies so that they isolate you from your friends and family and that they are the only source for you. They've groomed you to make you understand that your feelings don't matter. Your thoughts are stupid. Your idea, your intellect is incompetent. They've put you subservient to them to say, hey, you must do what I tell you to do because I am so much smarter, because I am so much better. They've groomed this time and time again. And as I'm going through these examples, like, feel free to leave comments because you understand, hey, this actually happens. And people need to understand they're not alone. They'll groom you by also stripping your confidence down, by making sure everything you bring up is shut down. They'll devalue your self-worth, making sure that everything that you once thought was good about yourself, they push down. The attributes that they said they loved are the ones that they now despise, and they push it all down. These are all different aspects of grooming you to be subservient to them and to deal with the pain. The problem is, you might have left the narcissist. You might have gotten away. You might have gotten away from those things. You're not hearing those things every single day, but you're still stuck. You're still stuck with the same mentality. You're still stuck with the idea that has been shown to you every single day in that narcissistic relationship that you need to avoid the problem. Narcissists are great at avoiding the problem, whether it's distorting reality or whether it's sweeping it under the rug. Anything to do of getting away from that issue so that they don't have to take the accountability. And as you start to tiptoe into the pain, as you start to get the idea of like, maybe I need to go through this, what it does is it brings back the trauma and it feels really hard and really impossible to heal. Like, how can I go through that again? How can I go through that mentally again just to be able to work through it? What I want you to understand is there's an illustration that I've said a couple times about buffaloes and cows. Out west, whenever the storms would come out and they would roll from one direction to the other. And cows, when they would hear the storms and the lightning and the thunder, they would actually get scared. And what they would do is they would turn and they would run in the opposite direction. The problem is the storm would be going in that same direction. So as a result, the cow is running along and the storm is basically chasing them. and then going past them. For the buffalo, on the other hand, the buffalo, when they actually get scared, they actually run towards the thing that frightens them. So as a result, when that storm comes out and the buffalo sees it, they actually run towards the storm. And what it does is it actually minimizes the time that they're underneath the storm's influence. You see, a lot of times on a day-to-day basis, people are like that, where we run from the pain. We run from the thing that we're scared of. We run from the thing that is impossible and difficult and awful to go through. And as a result, it normally pushes it down. It normally hides it to the side. And then we get into the next relationship and it kind of like pops back up and we're like, wait a second, no, we don't want to feel this. Because we haven't dealt with it. And that's exactly what the narcissist wants you to do. In the relationship, out of the relationship, to still control you. So I want to tell you today is the way to heal is to actually face and go through the pain. To process the hurt. To process the truth. To gain clarity through the confusion. To understand this is what happened and this is who I am. And as you gain clarity, as you walk through the pain, not around it, not pushing it to the side, not putting it onto someone else, not jumping into another relationship and bringing that baggage with you, but actually working through the pain so that it no longer has a hold and a control over you. That's how you find healing. Today I want to ask you, will you be the buffalo? Will you face the pain and go through it to be healed?